Elias was perfect. At least that's what Clara thought for the 2 blissful years they'd been together. He was charming, intelligent, and devastatingly handsome, with eyes like polished obsidian and a smile that could melt glaciers. He was also, she was starting to suspect, not entirely human. It started subtly. Small inconsistencies. He never seemed to age. Not a single wrinkle, not a grey hair, despite his claimed age of 35. His skin possessed an unnatural smoothness, like polished porcelain. He was always impeccably dressed, his clothes never bearing a single crease or stain, no matter the circumstances. One evening, while cleaning his apartment, Clara found a small, intricately carved wooden box tucked away in a drawer. Inside, nestled on a bed of faded velvet, was a single, perfectly smooth grey stone. It felt strangely cold to the touch, radiating a chill that seeped into her fingers. She shivered, inexplicably uneasy. Then there were the instances where he displayed unnatural strength. He'd effortlessly lifted a heavy antique table with one hand, his expression unchanging. He'd effortlessly scaled a sheer rock face during a hiking trip, moving with a speed and agility that defied human capabilities. Clara had dismissed these occurrences as mere anomalies, as extraordinary feats of strength and athleticism. But a nagging doubt was starting to take root in her mind. His sleeping habits were peculiar. He never slept deeply, Clara noticed, only drifting into a light slumber that she could only describe as a meditative state. His heartbeat was strangely quiet, almost imperceptible. In fact, many things about him felt slightly off, faintly artificial, like a flawlessly crafted illusion. One stormy night, the power went out. Clara felt a primal fear rise in her as a strange, high-pitched hum permeated the silence. It seemed to emanate from Elias himself. In the faint moonlight filtering through the window, his eyes gleamed with an unnatural intensity. His face, normally serene and handsome, held an expression of stark, cold indifference. The hum stopped as abruptly as it had begun, leaving an unnerving quiet in its wake. Elias held her gaze, his expression unreadable, his silence more terrifying than any words. She felt a chilling emptiness radiate from him. Was he merely cold, or was it something more profound? Over the next few weeks, Clara started researching, poring over books and articles about mythology, folklore, and anything that could explain the strangeness of her boyfriend. She found mentions of beings that blended into society, beings that looked perfectly human but were not. She stumbled upon ancient texts that spoke of beings crafted from stone and imbued with life, beings that moved with unnatural grace and possessed impossible strength. She discovered stories of beings who did not sleep, who did not age, whose hearts beat with a rhythm different from humans. The evidence was mounting. She could not ignore it anymore. Elias was not what he seemed. He was something else, something ancient, something otherworldly. Her heart pounded in her chest, fear mingling with a strange sense of awe. What kind of being was Elias? Why was he with her? What were his intentions? Were they even his intentions? Or was he simply a creature of habit, bound to a certain path, programmed by some unknown force? The thought was terrifying. She wanted to run, to escape, but a part of her was captivated, fascinated by this enigmatic being she had grown to love. The allure of the unknown was hard to resist. Clara's world had irrevocably shifted. Her perception of reality had been shattered, replaced with a world filled with chilling possibilities. What was real? What was a lie? The answers were out there, somewhere in the shadows, hidden beneath the veneer of normalcy. But finding them might cost her everything, including her sanity or perhaps even her life. She had to be careful. She had to tread lightly. The path ahead was fraught with unknown dangers and heart-stopping truths. Could she find the courage to face the reality that awaited her, or would she succumb to the dark allure of the porcelain heart? The truth lay hidden in plain sight, and Clara was about to uncover it. But what would she do with the terrifying knowledge that awaited her? The question hung heavy in the air, a chilling certainty looming over her. Elia's her seemingly perfect love waited, a chilling statue in her otherwise ordinary life. The revelation burned and chilled her in equal measure. Was this love or something far more sinister? She had to find answers, and soon. Her life, her very sanity, hung precariously in the balance. The weight of the mystery bore down on her, heavy and suffocating. She knew she had to choose between the comforting illusion of her idyllic life and the chilling truth that threatened to shatter it into a million pieces. The clock was ticking.